The presidential polls in the African nation of Nigeria are almost over. Officials are now in the process of counting votes. While polling in some of the cities went smoothly, others reported some delays. The race for this year's presidential polls is stiff, with candidates from two of the most dominant parties facing a tough challenge from a minor party's candidate. Nearly 90 million people were eligible to cast their votes for appointing the successor to President Muhammadu Buhari. This time, Africa's most populous nation is seeing three frontrunners competing for the post. Now, they are the former Lagos governor and All Progressive Congress candidate Bola Tinubu, the surprise third-party candidate Peter Obi, who is from the Labour Party and is a former governor of Anambra, and People's Democratic Party candidate Atiku Abubakar, who is a former vice president. This is the first time since the end of military rule in 1999 that a serious candidate has entered the fray, which has been dominated by the APC and the main opposition, the PDP. However, whoever wins faces a series of challenges that have plunged the nation. And Nigeria is struggling with Islamist insurgencies in the northeast, an epidemic of kidnappings for ransom, conflict between herders and farmers, shortage of cash, fuel and power, as well as deep-rooted corruption and poverty. Many Nigerians were casting ballots on Saturday evening, hours after the official deadline for casting votes ended. In the federal capital of Abuja, voters complained of glitches in uploading votes, which caused delays.
The people in Kubo, they are law-abiding community, but the little issues we are having here in Kubo is the returning officers here. You understand? The uploading of the result and so on and so forth. You understand? So the INEC should look into all these things to ensure that all these issues, is being solved. You understand? Because these are the major problems we have in the election period.
On the other side, Nigeria's commercial hub of Lagos saw armed men firing shots into the air and snatching the presidential ballot box. The shots sent voters screaming and scattering for cover, and ballots strewn across the floor.
Yeah, we are about to vote. When we saw them, they came out of a car and shot in the air. They all started running. Then some group of people fell. I was among them that fell there. That fell down there. So there was a sort of stampede around there. That's where I enjoy.
But despite such incidents, the Electoral Commission has said that results in some provinces can be expected to be out later today. However, the final tally from all 36 states plus the federal capital are expected within 5 days. The election is also for the National Assembly seats. Now, for more on this, our correspondent, Louisa Olani, joins us live from Lagos. Hello to you, Louisa. So we know that polling in some cities went smoothly. Others, however, reported some delays. What happened in these places?
Well, we had some distortions in some polling units, and that has been directed, according to the INEC officials, for elections to continue today. Like I mentioned earlier in the morning, some states like Cross River will be open from 8 to 12 noon today so that voting can continue. Also, some parts of Lagos and other states of the Federation. As at 12 today, in the next couple of minutes, the various state electoral commission will be collating, and then of course we hope to start getting more results from the general server. Like I mentioned earlier, the IREV failed. I don't want to use the word failed, but anyway, the expectations from the IREV was not 100%, as some people complained of the results not getting almost immediately as envisaged by INEC. But all in all, results have started coming in trickles. And like you mentioned, between the first and fifth day, we should be getting results. They just call for everybody to be calm. Nerves just need to be calm so that we do not have anybody over expecting where it's going to swing to. Elections is always like a winner take it all in Nigeria, and that's some of the concerns by some electoral observers.
Right, and Louisa, allowances have been made beyond the deadline to allow all of those who wish to exercise their franchise. Now, counting has begun. Results expected, as you've said, in a few days. Take us through the details of the 3 front-runners for the top post.
Well, interestingly, the twist in this year's election has to do with the third force, the Labour Party, that had most young persons queuing behind him because of the anger that they all came up from as a result of all of the situations in the country. From some of the polling units I covered around Lagos and some of the results we've been seeing, it's been like a tough race between the Labour Party and the APC, and of course some parts also see the PDP taking over all of that. But like I said, it seems in Nigeria's election, the deciding factor sometimes always comes from the northern votes, because they have more population there. And like you see some of the banters on social media with some of the top spokespersons of all of these front political parties, it's not Uhuru yet. It might be swinging in one part of the country for now, but until the entire results come, especially from polling units where it's been recorded in past years that they have very strong holds, and then more people with permanent voters card and the tendency to have a large amount of votes there. But again, since we have this whole Muslim ticket, the PDP, the APC, and of course, and then the newest guy on the block saying the Labour Party, results might really be, I don't want to use the word distorted, but you never can tell where it's going to swing. And some have already started maybe thinking of maybe a possible runoff, but we never can tell. We're just waiting for the electoral umpire to do the needful and give us information as at when due.
Right, Louisa, thank you very much for keeping us up to date with all the latest coming out of Nigeria. WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.